In the world of the Real Housewives, these ladies live a luxurious life filled with scandal, lies, cheating, and deceit. But they all take it all in stride in order to keep Valentinos on their feet. But what happens when you throw a few girls into the mix that are actually on beat? In terms of Bravo's new experiment, Andy Cohen may need to have several seats. Let's discuss. Testing. 1, 2, 3. This is the young prince by the name of Beasley. What's up, y'all? It's your boy Beasley here. Hope you all are staying cool, calm, and collected out there. I want to talk to you guys today about this little experiment that Bravo has come up with. And that is the experiment of desegregating some of the Real Housewives franchises. Now, if you guys don't follow the Real Housewives franchises, it was always two franchises, well, mainly three if you count OC, but two franchises that they wanted to desegregate, which is the Real Housewives of New York and the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Which, in my opinion, Beverly Hills should have been made. Beverly Hills, I think, was like the fourth franchise made out of all of them. But regardless, these are the two franchises that have nothing but white women ever since its inception. But ever since NeNe Leakes flat out called Andy Cohen and Bravo racist, they wanted to switch up their approach to their franchises a little bit. So not only did they do like various Black Lives Matter documentaries, which was a huge hot topic last year, and they did it with almost every single Black Bravo celebrity that they have on payroll, but they also went ahead and injected a few girls from different races into the New York and Beverly Hills franchises. And since they added these girls into these franchises, it's been a little bit of a bumpy ride. Not even like a little bit, it's been a huge bumpy ride, especially on the New York side of things. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about how each girl is faring in each franchise. It started with Beverly Hills, so let's discuss it, shall we? So first off, talking about Beverly Hills, I feel like Beverly Hills is the easiest to discuss because there weren't a whole lot of microaggressions and racist incidents that happened on this show, because honestly and truthfully, I feel like, I remember a few seasons back, they actually had a Puerto Rican girl, and she faced more microaggressions than the actual black girl. Like, the white women on this show were, like, afraid to even, like, shade the black girl. They were afraid to talk back, afraid to do anything, because they were not ready to take that, oh, she's racist card, like, that racist moniker. Like, no, that's like a white person's fear. But before I get into the nitty-gritty, I want to address two things about the Beverly Hills franchise. For one, I want to talk about Miss Dorit. Miss Dorit, baby. She is the original Joanne the Scammer. She just always looks amazing. I am a sucker for fashion. She just dresses her ass off to the nines. Y'all, she is the scamming queen. Now, she tried to put you guys on game a few seasons ago. This is what Dorit does. Dorit buys all these clothes, all these designer clothes, and she doesn't pay for any of them. Because what she does is, this show is her job, right? So she always films in the latest designer threads that she bought, or she films her entire closet. So all those clothes that she gets, that's a tax write-off. She writes off every piece and article and accessory of any particle of clothing that she owns. She writes off as a tax write-off. So she doesn't pay for none of that. None of it. Like I said, the original Joanne the Scammer. And also, I want to discuss Erika Girardi. She is a person that is married to a famous lawyer by the name of Tom Girardi. Let's say that again, Girardi. This old decrepit shell of a man is going through a huge scandal right now because he's a huge lawyer, and basically, like, long story short, he was frauding his clients. Like, his clients would win, like, cases, like big cases. Like, I'm telling you, one of this man's clients won over $84 million. I may be inflating the price, but they won a good buku amount of money, and they didn't see any of it. Why? Because that money went straight to Erika Jayne and her career. I am a very intuitive individual because the moment I saw Erika Jayne and her life and her lifestyle and her glam squad and the fashion, the fat transfer, the eye contacts, the makeup, the lips, all of that, I looked at her and I'm just like, I think your life is a little too good to be true. And lo and behold, here we are today. The girl is flat broke, The only money that she has coming in is probably the check from this show and maybe some residuals for performing in what was the name of whatever she was in Broadway. She's getting residuals from that, and I think that's about it. And maybe some makeup collaborations, but that's it. Like, the girl is struggling. Like, she has no money, and then on top of that, she's renting her house. And when she cried on the latest episode, I was just like, you know what, Erica, whatever it is that you and Tom are going through, you're guilty. You're guilty. I hate to berate a woman like this, but you're a gold digger, and the minute you saw the money was dried up, you exit stage left. That's what happened. Just keep it all the way real. The way she cried on that episode over essentially nothing, over information that she revealed on camera, and you're mad at Garcelle about that? Like, no ma'am. Whatever it is, you're guilty. You were in on it. You knew exactly what Tom was doing. I'm not falling for the BS. But anyways, back to the topic at hand, I want to discuss a character, not a character, but a cast member by the name of Garcelle. Garcelle Bouvet or Garcelle Beauvoir, one of the two. If you guys don't know her, she is from the Jamie Foxx show. That's like her main claim to fame, but she hasn't been in a lot of other movie roles at that. And she also is currently the host on The Real that replaced Tamira. Now, when it comes to Garcelle, like I said earlier, a lot of the women were afraid her first season to even like cross her or go against her or say anything bad about her because they didn't want to be deemed a racist, especially in 2020, which was her first season. The climate, the block was hot. The block was hot on the racism tick. Everybody was sensitive, especially us. And Garcelle, she, in my opinion, was a great hire, but I gotta keep it all the way real. Her first season, she did not deserve her diamond. She did not deserve her diamond. I feel like she got her diamond because she was a black woman. Granted, all of her accolades and her clout and her looks and her beauty and her success have gotten her onto the show. Why, yes. And she has an interesting story, especially about how back in the day she got into it with her ex-husband, called up that man on the phone at his job, almost got him fired because he was cheating on her, creeping on the low. Don't blame her at all. But I will say Garcelle did not really do much her first season to warrant her having a diamond. I mean, if anything, honestly, she should have been a friend to show, to be honest with you, but here she is. I think she is a great addition overall. She's really been more present this current season that we're currently watching on television. Now, the main person that Garcelle got into it with was Kyle. Kyle, what is her real last name? I forgot her last name, but her husband's fine, but that's besides the point. But Kyle is Kathy Hilton's sister, Paris Hilton's aunt, and that's like her main like claim to fame, even though she was an actress back in the day. But Garcelle and Kyle mainly got into it. And I, once again, have to keep it all the way real. Garcelle started that feud with Kyle. You see, the main thing with the Real Housewives is if you don't have like your own personal storyline going on, granted it was her first season, so she gets a pass. I mean, she was mainly just there and us really getting to see like a day-to-day of her life. But however, with her versus Kyle, she started that. Garcelle mainly started that feud when she got on stage at an award show that she invited the whole entire cast to. And she basically said, and acknowledging the girls, saying that I'm proud to say that I have a new group of best friends. Some less than others, but I love these group of girls nonetheless. And Kyle immediately took that as shade, and then those two kind of got into it from there on out. And the thing is, with that situation, like I said, Garcelle was not that present her first season. So with the Real Housewives, you either need to have like your own storyline going on, or you need to be beefing with a cast member. So the best way that she could secure a bag and secure a check and secure her diamond for next season was to get into it with the head HBIC in charge, which Kyle isn't really the HBIC, but she is the oldest person. Like, she was the only person left from the first season. Like, she's the original girl. So she's the default queen bee of the girls, basically. And it ended up working for Garcelle. They got into it at the reunion. Garcelle was just annoyed mainly because Kyle didn't really seem present with her. Like, she was taking more of a liking to the new girl Sutton, who we're going to discuss in a little bit. over her. I mean, mainly because it's easier for a white woman to talk to a white woman than it is for a white woman to talk to a black woman, because it's kind of, unless you guys like start a conversation, you don't really know what you have in common. Like a white woman is going to automatically have something in common with another white woman because they grew up in the same universe, basically. But down to that reunion, Kyle mainly took issue with the fact that Garcelle, they had an auction. They had an auction during that season, and Garcelle wanted to donate $5,000 towards the fund, towards the what do you call it? The charity they were fundraising for. And Kyle called her out at the reunion, basically saying like, my charity has not received a dime of payment from your claim, from your prize, whatever she was auctioning for. I completely forgot what it was, but Kyle basically reported and put her on blast to everybody that Garcelle basically didn't pay, and Garcelle equated that to being like, oh, so you basically saying like this one black woman doesn't have the money to pay, which I saw Garcelle's side in that as well, especially with the fact that it was confirmed that she did pay. However, Garcelle, you were a little dumbfounded at that reunion now. When she called you out about that, you had a long pause like, yeah. So I was like, oh, Garcelle, did you pay? Granted, like us black people, we're equated to the stereotype that, oh, we ain't got the money, we don't have it like that. So I understand where she was coming from. But part of me was like, Garcelle, girl, did you run out on the bill? Like, what's going on now? Like, I can only just be real with y'all and say what I was thinking in that moment, because I'm not about to just take up for somebody just because we have the same skin tone. Skin folk is not all kinfolk. But I do like and respect Garcelle, and I'm actually glad that she's still on the show going strong. I mean, who would want to pass up this check and a bunch of free vacations at that? Next off, in regards to Beverly Hills, I want to talk about the new cast member in the first ever Asian housewife by the name of Crystal Kung Minkoff. Now, Crystal, y'all, Crystal is, in my opinion, a great addition as well. Honestly and truthfully, I feel like everybody's been a great addition because, for one, I could not stand Teddy Mellencamp. Like, last season was the first time I ever watched like a full season of the Beverly Hills Housewives, and that one season alone got me annoyed with Teddy Mellencamp. I'm so glad she's gone. I don't know what it was about her, did not like her ass at all. But Crystal Kung Minkoff is one of the younger housewives. She's about like 35 or 36, used to work for an escort agency back in the day until she found a man that was paid. Her man created the Lion King. She got that ring, got 2 kids, a Benz, and did that thing. Like, Crystal is with the shits. I love her. She's dope. She really reminds me of my friend Wendy, like a cute, quiet Asian girl that will get your ass together if you cross her. Like, she will cut you to pieces. But Crystal's main beef is with last year's newbie by the name of Sutton Strack. If you guys don't know Sutton Strack, she's like a distressed white Southern woman. If you guys want to see a distressed white woman live in action in color, that is Sutton Strack. Y'all, I tell you, every episode, like, somebody needs to feed her an edible because, baby girl, like, she just needs to chill. Like, every time you see her, she's just like, I just can't be around fake people. Like,
I am so not okay.
Listen to me.
I can't get it together.
All right, what are you doing? Are you crying?
No.
Honey, what's going on?
I have very bad allergies.
Oh my God,
I'm
son, what's the
fine.
matter, baby? I feel so bad.
Honey, what's wrong? Nothing. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
God, I pray to Jesus every day. I think he'd throw me a bone. I just need a bone, you know.
What's happened?
I'm upset, y'all.
Oh my God, I think Sutton is more hormonal than my kids. And they're teenagers.
Like, y'all, Sutton, like, she is just a hot mess, but she is good television. Like, you can rely on this girl to make a scene out of anything. But Crystal and Sutton are mainly beefing because, now this is where the racism comes in with Beverly Hills, but they were mainly beefing because they were having a conversation. It was her, Sutton, and Kyle. They were at a lodge, like a ski lodge. They were on a vacation, and they were talking about race because Kyle had a conversation with Garcelle, and Garcelle made it known that, you know, as a person of color, we face different stereotypes that you might not understand. Like basically when Kyle called Garcelle out on not having the money to pay for that charity event, Garcelle took that as a racial incident, which it was, to an extent it was. And that was like a learning experience for Kyle. And Kyle was basically telling the girls like, you know, I'm basically like, I never had to go through that. So that was like a great learning experience. And then Sutton, she didn't want to hear none of that shit. She just like shut everything down.
The exact ones, no.
I am not going to do this. I am not
doing
doing this. I'm going to tell you right now.
You're not doing what?
I am not talking about racial stereotypes when I am.
Well, it's easy for you not to.
See, this
sorry,
is
that's
why.
actually not true. You probably you have a lot. Everyone
Because
does.
what? I'm a Southern white girl. Do you want to talk about when I see dumbass rednecks on the TV and
Yes, I
that's
wanna know
supposed to
about
be
that.
me? I
Yes.
also have a stereotype, but I don't want to bring it up. We are educated.
That's insane.
We are traveled. It's not insane. It is
Do
called.
you just want to? Are you one of those people that you
2021.
don't see color? Tell me you're that girl. I don't see color.
Are you serious with
Is that
me
what you're
right now?
saying? Are you that girl? I don't see color.
And from there on out, those two have just been at it non-stop. And then like the rest of their drama was over like just petty BS. Like basically like Sutton just couldn't take Crystal. Crystal just always got her together. And then it got into a point where they had an issue where Sutton tried to make up with Crystal, and she went and knocked on Crystal's door and went in anyways, and Crystal was butt-ass naked getting dressed. And then Crystal that next day talked to Sutton and said that she felt violated. And Sutton took huge offense to that. And that was basically the whole entire basis of their beef later on, with the fact that Sutton could not agree to the fact that she violated Crystal, which she did.
Look up the word. It is an abuse of privacy, which is what you
She
did to
didn't
me.
know you were naked, Crystal.
No,
She
it's not
didn't know
even
you were
naked.
naked.
Why are you so defensive? What was going on that you're so defensive about?
You're upset because you're jealous. Period.
I'm out. I'm out.
You, Crystal. That was really
No,
no.
come on.
What did you want me to say?
No, ma'am. Jealous of what? Your ugly leather pants?
No.
You said ugly leather pants, ugly leather pants. Okay, that's not.
Pants.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
What's
Oh my
happening?
god.
What happened?
What am I jealous of? Are you kidding me?
No. Wait. Sutton, come here for a second.
Sutton, don't run.
And the whole entire cast was like ganging up on Crystal, getting her to apologize to Sutton, and she's just like, no, like I'm standing on my ground. She violated me. It is what it is. I'm not changing it. And I respect that 100% about Crystal, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people would like kind of like fold, especially if you're in a new situation, especially at a new job. Some people try to like just go with the flow of things, but Crystal's like, nah, fuck all that. Like, this girl violated me. I'm going to say how I feel. She did what she did. It is what it is. But overall, later on, their drama kind of became more like superficial BS. And then on top of that, they ended up squashing it. Don't know if it's going to be brought up, because the rest of this season is mainly focused on Erica now and her issues and her lying. But overall, Crystal was a great addition to the Beverly Hills franchise.